welcome to the Obelisk Lounge. My name is Justice, and I am back with a reading. Excuse the camera shaking. I'm back with a reading on the Menendez brothers. So I am going to be doing each brother separately, as well as their parents in a separate reading. So this reading, obviously, is going to be Lyle's, who is the eldest brother, and tomorrow you all will see Eric, which is who is the youngest brother, and then after that, what is that? Let me see. Thursday, you all will see the parents' personality and character analysis. We already know that they killed their parents, and so I'm just gonna be getting into their frame of mind before they killed their parents, like the day of, as they were like going through it, a character analysis and a character personality analysis during the murder, like how they felt like as they were firing shots, and then immediately after up to a week, just like how, like, what was their energy, what were they thinking, what were going through their minds, all of those things. And so I'm going to be doing that for each of the brothers. And then for the parents, I don't know exactly which questions I'm going to ask about them yet. I'm just going to look and see, is all of the abuse true? What did they think, about their sons doing this? And so I haven't recorded that reading yet. I'll probably record that reading either, let me see, it's Tuesday. No, I'm sorry, it's Monday night, 11:26 p.m. I'm recording this reading. So when I post this one and you all are getting this whole intro monologue, go ahead and put your questions for the parents below. I'm going to give y'all's time to put any questions that you have regarding the parents down below, and I'll be recording that reading either Tuesday or Wednesday, since you all won't see it until Thursday either way. So anywho, let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to thumbs up. It helps my channel, and show your support, or if you don't like it, you can dislike it too. That doesn't bother me. So let's go ahead and get into the personality and character analysis for Lyle Menendez before murdering his parents. Personality and character analysis. This is on Lyle Menendez, the day he killed his parents, but before killing his parents. Let's do 3, 2. Personality and character analysis before parents. Lyle Menendez. Last shuffle. Student, prostitute, alchemist. Let me see how many cards. Tell me when to stop. Hearing 6. Okay. Child nature. So with the student card coming out, it's funny because this is the eldest brother's reading, and so with the student card coming out, I feel like this is speaking to, he was doing like a lot of research and a lot of studying the day of, so like researching the kinds of bullets that it is that they're going to use, the kind of guns they're going to use, researching, asking the parents questions, like he was the one to ask them, like, what are y'all going to be doing this evening, this is what I have planned, this is what Eric has planned. So he was like really studying and going over the plan to kill them, like the day of, to see if that was actually going to be the day that they did it, if it was going to be safe. Because I feel like I'm picking up that day, the parents actually were going to do something else. Like maybe they were going to go boating, or they were going to do some other like activity that was not sitting at home. But I feel as though Lyle was able to convince them not to do those things, and it was actually supposed to be a family movie night, is what it is that I'm picking up on. Like he was like, I hear him telling his mom and his dad, oh, well, let's sit down, let's watch this movie, or things like that together. Like, let's do this together, like you cook dinner, or I go and pick up dinner, or something like that, and and we share this meal and this time as a family. So he was running through his script, running through how him and his brother was gonna go ahead and do this, right? With the card of the prostitute, automatically he was really thinking about the money. He was thinking about his life after this being done. Like he was really romanticizing it, like fantasizing about, you know, life after, can I say the word murder without getting in trouble on YouTube? I mean, I ain't, you know, I'm not no big channel or anything like that, but I don't know. But let me just go ahead and just say maybe unalive. You know what I'm saying? Before he unalived his parents, yeah, he was like romanticizing the whole idea. He was romanticizing the money aspect, but he was also romanticizing the idea of them being gone. So it's like, even though it was kind of money motivated, I'm seeing the murderers were, he was also just, you know, being very happy, like very grateful, looking forward to them not being there. With the Alchemist card coming out, I feel like he was the mastermind behind actually killing their parents, because I started the Netflix documentary that, oh, not documentary, but the dramatized show that Ryan Murphy, y'all know Ryan Murphy is so dramatic. So I'm like, some of that stuff that he's showing, I'm just like, I feel like they're just dramatizations and things may be cranked up a little bit. But in the show, it shows that Eric was the mastermind behind it. But I'm actually feeling like they both were like together, or like Lyle was more so than Eric. Like the older brother was more so than Eric, like the mastermind behind the plan. I feel like Eric just introduced the idea or the possibility, but like Lyle actually carried it out. And I haven't finished the Netflix show yet, by the way. It's taking me a minute. I can't sit and binge watch stuff like that. So I'll finish it eventually. But yeah, like he was like the mastermind behind it. And also, when I picked up this card, I immediately felt like Lyle was overtaken by some other spiritual force. Like, not saying that the spiritual force prompted him to do it, but like the vibe and the energy and things like that he was in before, like he was really allowing himself to be overtaken by, for lack of better words, lower entities, or a like lower entity, and not like an outside entity, but something that is in him. You like, it's not like something that was outside of him, because like we all have a shadow attribute or a shadow side of ourselves, our own personal dark sides and our light side. And so he was really in like his dark side energy, you know. And I feel like his dark side energy could, he had like a, what do you call them? Not like an imaginary friend part of his dark side aspect, but he had a, and not a thought form either. Maybe a thought form. I'm trying to think of the right word for it. He had, an alter ego. Yes. Like he was in his alter ego. That's what it is, what I want to say. And his alter ego, I don't know if he's ever talked about it, but he does have an alter ego like that he acknowledges within his own self. And yeah, he let this darker alter ego, you know, come to fruition. Like he did not feel like himself or feel as if he was himself as he was going through this process. With the child magical card coming out, this is talking about somebody that's very underdeveloped in maturity, underdeveloped in their emotional IQ, just underdeveloped all the way around. Their growth was stunted in some type of way. And even with the child nature card coming out, so yeah, like they were like, his growth was very stunted. I feel like I'm curious to see like if they were to get a brain scan, like what or what his brain would look like. Really both of their brains, because the fact that y'all haul off and, you know, kill both your parents, I mean come on, you know what I'm saying? Like that takes to get in a murderous type mindset or a murderous type energy. Like even if you are defending yourself, like it takes a certain type of energy to actually carry that type of action out. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do that when you are in your right mind. You know what I'm saying? And so very, very immature, very underdeveloped. And going back to the brain part, it looks like he probably has like some holes in his brain, or he has some type of issue with his brain too, that cause like this, it to be stunted, like his maturity and his emotional IQ to be stunted. Yeah, so I'm curious to see like what a brain scan of his would look like. And it's funny that I say that because the addict card is here as well, and I'm picking up that like he would drink heavy and do heavy drugs and things like that too, but I'm not feeling like the heavy drugs was what has his brain like that though. The heavy drug and the heavy alcohol usage, his brain was already like that. I feel like he probably could have fell from a very high place when he was younger, and that has something to do with it, or he was dropped, or his mother was an alcoholic or some type of drug, like abused prescription drugs or something like that, or some type of drugs while she was pregnant with him that messed with his development. Because you know how like sometimes babies are born addicted, so this is just something that he was really dealing with since birth. And I feel like since we're talking, this is the personality and character analysis before he or the date of, before he actually killed his parents. He was also under the influence during that time. I mean, who wouldn't be? You know what I'm saying? You got to be gone in the head, you know what I'm saying, to do some stuff like this. And again, going back to the child nature and the child magical card, he was reminiscing a lot about his childhood. He was really not second guessing. I'm not feeling like that he was really second guessing his decision, but he was, because he had already made up his mind. Like his mind was made, like that morning, his mind was made that by 12 a.m. that night, both of his parents was going to be up out of here. You know what I'm saying? He had made up his mind with that, but he was also reminiscent, thinking about how he wished, his childhood could have been. He was in a very fairy tale, like reminiscent type energy, really thinking back in, and just reflecting and wishing that his childhood had been different, wishing that he had different parents, almost like blaming them as well, like a very psychotic type energy from him, because at one point he's just like very sad and melancholy with his reflection, but then he gets really angry in wishing and hoping that he had different parents and saying that this is actually their fault. Like this unaliving that my brother and I are about to follow through with is your fault. You know what I'm saying? You murdered yourself is what I hear him saying, like hear his thoughts, like what he was going through at that time. So now let's look at his personality and character during the killing. So, elevated ancestors during the killing. During the unaliving. Look, I already done said the real word, at this point. Hopefully this video stays up, but yeah. During the unaliving of his parents, what was personality, character analysis, what was going through his thoughts during the killing? Lyle Menendez. 3, 2, 1. Engineer, success, poet, and child nature again. So going through, that reminiscent, but with the engineer card coming out, he felt like it was a success. He felt very vindicated in that moment. And then with the poet card coming out, it's so weird because it's almost like he had some music playing in his head, or things had like it slowed down, like in his own head, things were dramatized because it was over before he knew it. So with this poet card coming out, so it's like with the engineer, he felt accomplished and proud of it, but then it went by very slow at the same time. Like it was over like that, but it was a very slow in the moment process. And again, with the child nature card coming back out, I feel like he could have cried a little bit too. like a part of him, like during it, kind of felt like crushed that he could do this or that he did do this, but then he clicks back into that other, like, really, you know, rageful, vengeful part of himself, like, but this is your fault. Like, I hear him going through that, like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this, but no, it's your fault why I did this. Like, he's having this back and forth battle with himself even during the murder. Rebel. Do I need to pull another card? Family, or that's it? That's it. Okay, yeah, in the Rebel card, success. He felt vindicated. He felt powerful. He felt untouchable. He felt like, ain't no way they're gonna catch us. Ain't no way we're gonna go to prison for life, you know, over this. He felt untouchable. He felt unstoppable. He felt liberated. And what about afterwards? How did he feel afterwards? Like immediately, well, not immediately after, like up to a week. Let's see, like how did he feel a week after killing his parents? 4, 3. How did he feel after a week after killing his parents? 1. Okay, I'm hearing shuffle. Shuffle it one more time. Alchemist. It's funny he got the same cards. Networker, gossip. So a week after, he still felt unstoppable and untouchable. He felt like he was like some type of like shapeshifter, and how like people would like never suspect that it was him or his brother. He was worried about his brother snitching though. Like he was worried about his brother breaking. And so he was a little bit concerned about him. So he did not really have time to fully process it, because he was almost processing things for his brother too. Even though I haven't gotten to Eric's reading yet, I'm going to be doing that after I finish his. So if you're not subscribed, then subscribe and then click the notification bell and make sure so that you can get Eric's reading tomorrow when you guys see this. As I'm recording this Tuesday night, but y'all are going to see it Wednesday morning, and then you'll see it Tuesday. I'm sorry. I'm recording this Monday night. You're going to see it Tuesday morning, and then you're going to get Eric's Wednesday morning. And then the parents Thursday morning. But yeah, like he was caught up with holding a lot of space for his own brother, instead of himself, which he didn't mind. But that had him really nervous. The networker, he was out and about. He was in them streets. You know what I'm saying? He really was not studying anything too much, but he was just worried about his brother ratting them out, or his brother attracting too much nervous attention and things like that through him. But to them. But he was not grieving them at all. He was being a social butterfly. He was thinking of different ways to make that money. He was trying to get their money, like see like how does that work, as far as like different accounts that they have, like how does he get access to them, because I feel like they were struggling with getting access to like all of the money or all of the assets, all of their accounts. Like they had access to, I want to say 1 or 2 of them, but not all of them. And so he was the main talker when it came to like their estate manager, any trust managers, like people like that, like the lawyers and the police, anyone that managed like the money part. Like he was in heavy contact and connection with them, trying to get it. The gossip card, he was concerned about people gossiping about them, obviously, but this concern wasn't because of him. He felt concerned because of how his brother was reacting. But it's funny because the energy that I'm picking up on is that people suspected he killed them before they suspected his brother killed him, because he was just being like such a social butterfly, and he was just being so robust about getting access to like you know, their family's treasury, you know, and things like that. So even though he was concerned about his brother ratting them out, but really it was how he was acting that had people talking. Victim. People really didn't believe the victim mindset. Like he would, he lacks a lot of self-awareness, because he would flip really quickly from being money, money, money. And then all of a sudden he'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sad, you know, but it would be, people would be able to easily see through it, like that it was fake, you know, the people closest to him and his brother, like they can easily see that it was kind of fake. They had some suspicion, but they didn't want to fully believe it or even say it out loud. So now that's the afterwards. Let me see, because I have some other questions. I'm looking at my notebook, my hand down the notebook. Let's see. Are they safe to be out on the streets? So let me answer this. If they were to be released, is the public safe? Like, are they safe? Are the people around them, like, should they get out? If they were to get out, like, would they be a threat to the public and or the people around them? Seven of clubs, four of clubs, king of diamonds. Actually, they would be. I'm seeing that they wouldn't necessarily do it again, but of course, you know, yeah, I'm actually seeing like that they wouldn't surprise, like, would the public be safe? I mean, with the seven of clubs, no, not really, but they also wouldn't be in grave danger either. It's just kind of like using your common sense, like not being around someone who is a killer, even if, you know, the circumstances surrounding the killing was very specific and geared towards this party that supposedly did XYZ to them, but it still would not be wise to be around those type of people. But yeah, so not really like a strong threat like Jeffrey Dahmer, you know, or anybody like that, you know, like the Manson family, not, you know, not in that degree, but also at the same time, like, use your common sense though, you know what I'm saying? Like they aren't necessarily safe to be around either. So yeah. So let's look and see, are they going to be released from prison? And if you haven't already, thumbs up the video. Thank you very much. Are they going to be released from prison? And any questions that you have, put them below and I might do a follow-up reading, depending on how many questions I get. Are they going to be released from prison? Nine of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. They gonna be wishing a long time. I see them possibly getting out at a very, 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 very old age. I see parole, like the possibility of parole coming up. Not coming up like anytime soon, but I see it like in the far, 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 far future, like them actually potentially just having the possibility to get out with parole, like that potentially changing, but them actually getting out, no. Yeah, no. Nope, no time soon. Their wishes will not to be fulfilled in that regard. I do see a lot of women, a lot of people, a lot of fans like writing letters to try to get things overturned though, which I think is where this parole is going to come into play, like this possibility. But I see like, I don't know how that stuff is determined, but I see like one person that's not the judge, making the ultimate decision to keep it without the possibility of parole. So yeah, so I see talks about that, but one person is going to keep them from being able to get out with the possibility of parole. So that concludes the reading on Lyle Menendez. If you guys are interested in booking a personal reading, all that information is in my description box below. I do Akashic Record readings. I do cartomancy readings like you see here with the playing cards. I do hydromancy, which is just water scrying sessions as well. So if you're interested, all the information is below in the description box. Thanks for tuning in. Make good choices. Have a good one.